Somebody else that can't retire is Samuel L. Jackson coming back, Nick Fury. That's right. He's coming back for a Secret Invasion. So the new trailer just came out today. So I want us to talk about it just briefly for a little bit here. And if you haven't seen it, go online on YouTube afterwards and watch it. It's a trailer, so listen to us first. But so Secret Invasion trailer came out, and honestly, I think this is better than the first one. I think there is more action packed. There's dire straits. It's really showing that it's a different gritty world from the MCU than we're normally used to. It's not so happy and light going. Like there's this invasion that's been happening, and Nick Fury's like, I'm the only man who can stop it. You know what I mean? And he's been gone for years. We thought he was around, but that got revealed not too long ago that he's been impersonated for years in all these movies. Like you think it's him, like in the Spider-Man movies, everything. It's not him, which is wild to me. And I saw this and I was just like, I'm getting on board with it. I'm getting on board. I'm still kind of like unsure what the show is about completely. I know it's an invasion, but I don't feel like they still have given us any kind of plot details besides Nick Fury's back and he's gonna kick some ass. And there's lots of people that are, Skrulls that are out there.
What else do you need? I mean, come on.
Right.
It's true. What do you think, Lexi? You saw the trailer. Are you excited about this? Did this trailer make you more amped for it? Or did it make you say, I don't need this invasion in my life?
Well, you know that I don't like Marvel, and I don't care about Marvel all that much. But I fucking love Nick Fury.
Yeah.
And I'm not really a big fan of Samuel Jackson playing Nick Fury. Like, I don't know, I just like the older versions of Nick Fury a lot more. But yeah, absolutely, I'm here for this. I will watch a Nick Fury movie. I'm here for anything related to Nick Fury. I'm like, Nick Fury is honestly one of my favorite characters because he's just like this grizzled, way too old, like kind of, in the comics anyway, the way I always saw him was like kind of racist, bigoted, like not belonging in this world anymore. Like I was just like, yes, I love this character. He's my favorite. Like he's just should not be leading this troop of people, but like he's just such a badass, like normal person that he can lead a troop of like superheroes because he's just such an arrogant,
so
badass,
grizzled,
normal person. Yeah, it's like that's who can lead a normal group of people. It's just like this guy. It's like a normal human being who's just so badass at just being a badass. I'm like, I want to watch that guy. I'm here for that movie. So yeah.
I love the scar too. The scar looks really cool. The fact that he has his eye now.
It's like everything about Nick Fury is great. Like Nick Fury is one of my favorite parts of like Marvel as a whole. I like him. I like Punisher. I like those characters. Like they're the characters that I always gravitate to within Marvel.
Fucking kick some ass, and he's a human. That's it. He's kicking some ass, and he's a human. So he's like grounded in this like crazy superhero wacky world, but he still can be doing.
I never liked the like mutant, like the superpower people in Marvel. I always like the normal people. So it's weird.
Sean, what do you think? Are you excited about this? Did this make you be like, hell yeah?
Of course, I am super excited because. I got the damn omnibus of Secret Invasion.
Nice.
That's how much I loved this storyline in the comic books. Very excited for it. I think, especially the way the trailer set it up, I got some Winter Soldier vibes, which is like one of my favorite MCU films. And I'm a big nerd. I love Marvel movies, and I'm excited to see where they take it and how they translate that storyline from the comic books, into what we know from MCU, because as you mentioned, Brian, like the seeds for this have been planted over so many movies. I mean, we learned that he was a Skrull back in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, I think it was
one of the other, or Far From Home.
I think it was Far From Home. Yeah, Far From Home.
Sorry,
yeah,
2019 or whatever. And God, that was 2019. Like it's amazing. Like there's just so many little plot holes that the shows get to kind of, kind of wrap up for you and showcase what's going on behind the scenes between them. Like, I love it. I'm a big fan of this kind of content.
Is this a show? This isn't a movie?
It's a show, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess I'm even more here for that, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I thought it was a movie. I was like, it's a movie. All right, cool. No, it's a show. All right.
Yeah. Disney Plus. Yeah, Disney Plus. Bring a little bit more gritty to Disney Plus. And the thing is, like, the design for it, the scroll look, like, honestly, I think the CG looks great. The little bit they showed of the scrolls, I think it's kind of cool, the morphing. Honestly, like Sean was saying, the seeds have been planted for a long time, so you see it, and it's building, and they're finally dropping this, and they're going to some lore from the comic books, which is great, like, pulling from that. doing that more and more. And Marvel is great about that, like honoring where it comes from. You know, DC goes in their own universe sometimes and like does their own thing and disrespects the comics, as opposed to Marvel still kind of stays true. So they do a lot of times. I mean, I think it might change now with James Gunn, but a lot of times they shit on the comics. They're like, well, we got that name. That's about it.
Like, come on now.
They have some good stuff still, but I'm just saying, you know, it's like I'm not like a DC hater. Like I'm excited about a lot of their stuff, even though like they're, you know, this the last phase is kind of trickling out. You know, but then again, this phase of Marvel hasn't been the best, I wouldn't say either. I've enjoyed a lot of it, but it's not been groundbreaking. Granted, most of it's been Disney Plus stuff as opposed to actual theatrical releases, but like Thor, Love and Thunder, like it was all right, you know? I thought it'd be so much better than it was.
I stopped watching.
You know, like we talked about before, yeah, I mean, but the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, Multiverse of Madness. Like that too. Like I wanted more. Like the Sam Raimi, I could feel his direction in it. I could feel like it really felt like an Evil Dead movie in a lot of ways, especially the way like you could feel like the Evil Dead was like chasing you at times. But overall though, I feel like it could have been a better story, you know? It doesn't matter how you shoot it. If the story's not what it should be, then it doesn't really matter.
I think it's just because Doctor Strange is just kind of lame. Like, it is what it is. Like, I don't know. Like, I want to like Doctor Strange, but like, because like everything about him's cast well and done well. The actor's good, all that. Like, but he's really like a really good secondary character. Like, you want him in a group because he's got really good grips and that kind of stuff. But like on his own as like a main character, I'm like, he's not an interesting main character.
What do you think, Sean? I saw you had something you wanted to say, huh?
No, I completely agree with you. I think DC is the lesson to take away is that they have characters and Marvel have the stories, right?
Yeah.
And you can tie, and Marvel movies have paired more better with the stories from the comic books than has DC has just kind of said, yes, we have the characters and we're going to create new universes and new worlds around them and new stories, which I think, you know, you're trying. In some way, you're never gonna, you know, make everybody happy. But I think for at least my portion of it, I definitely think Marvel has done a better job adapting than DC has, especially in recent times here.
Yeah,
I've always felt that DC does a better job as far as like, because I'm a DC fan. I think they have a better balanced roster of characters. No, just they have a better balanced roster of characters. Like, there's like a bunch of magic people, like, whereas when you look at Marvel's universe, it's like there's Doctor Strange and about like one other person. Like, there's not a whole lot of like magic using people. There's like, I can list off like piles and piles and piles. So like when you go into like DC's universe, there's a ton of like contradicting characters for everything. So there's like always somebody you can use to go up against somebody. There's a bunch of like mech type characters. There's a bunch of magic using characters. There's a bunch of people like Superman who are aliens that are like, you know, all those kinds of whatevers. So there's always a balance in that universe where there is always a bunch of this type of characters and a bunch of these types of characters and a bunch of these types of characters. And I always felt that Marvel's universe is incredibly unbalanced in how they've got their characters and their hero types and all that kind of stuff. Like when you get into X-Men disrupts the entire flow of everything in their universe. It just fucks everything up. It's like, what relevance is there to Spider-Man? What relevance is there to anything when mutants exist? Like mutants just disrupt all of the flow of all of the other heroes in that existence. And like, I don't even know like how magic even comes into play in that world in comparison to DC's world, where DC's magic rules I can completely like apply and understand anything. Like I can look at Superman and like Superman can be taken down by magic. So I can think of 3 different people that can take down Superman. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's like a weird discussion, but it's like when you're talking like just a straight up like superhero battle, I'm like I can have a better discussion with you about who's capable of handling this situation and this better. Whereas with Marvel, I'm like, there are so many circumstances in the Marvel universe where I'm like, there is only one person capable of handling this situation in this exact time. And there's no way to handle it other than this. And I'm like, I don't like how unbalanced Marvel's universe is. And I don't like that their rules are so out of whack when I look at DC's and there's such an open world and so much potential there, but that they're not utilizing it right when they're making films and television shows and all that kind of stuff. Because I'm like, you have an endless world of potential that you're like fucking up constantly. So it's there, it's all there, all the groundwork is there. I'm like,
Yeah.
you have everything you need to make like a perfect what have you. It's just you're not making the soup right. So get your fucking stew right.